I want to say Happy New Year again. We are excited about 2023. I believe it's going to be a wonderful year. Every year it's wonderful. Every year is wonderful, and every year have their own challenges. And so I want to get into this message entitled Drifting Away. I don't want you to drift away from any goal you set out to do. Then I want you to be the best you possibly can be. The best you can possibly be. Even I go further to say this. It's all right to be a little selfish. It's all right to be a little selfish. Like, you know what? I put the children first. I put the career first, my job first. I believe now is time to put you first. Be a little selfish and don't drift away from it. I know that's tough. You said, Bishop, it's going to be some kind of message. You started out tough. Now watch this. When God made you, he broke the mold. When God made you, he broke the mold. There is no one on the planet like you. There will never be anyone that exists on the planet like you. They may look like you. I heard this before. Everybody have a twin. Everybody have a twin. That might be a person that look like you, but they're not you. They're not you. They could not do what you do. They could not bear the burdens that you've carried. And I don't want you to drift away from yourself trying to be like someone else. I don't want you looking over the fence, gazing at someone else and said, I want to do that. Everything you need is on the inside of you. You housing greatness on the inside of you. You bigger inside of you than you is outside of you. You are the only person on earth to have your abilities. You're the only person on earth can use your abilities. And no one else can play your role because you was only equipped, shaped, custom the way you are to do what you're called to do. No one can use your abilities. No one can use your skills but you. And the world is much better because of you. This world is so much better because of you. Some people get it twisted. They might say, well, that person is arrogant. Don't get arrogant mixed up with confidence. Don't get arrogant mixed up with confidence. It's confidence that you have. And don't allow people to downplay you because you're confident. Don't allow people to downplay you like you got to make adjustment. You have to alter your ways because of them. No. The world is a better world because of you. And God have you here to make a great contribution. And you will. And you will. No one else can be you. I tell people, I'll get, you can call it arrogant if you want. I call it confidence. I said, listen, with me in your life, you're going to win. To lose me, you lost somebody. You will never get another me. Just like you. If you lose some friends walk out of your life, they lost a treasure. Abraham increased when Lot left. Abraham increased when Lot left. Sometimes you can't increase until you lose some people. Lose them. Let them go. God designed each of us so unique that there would never be a duplication. God made you so unique that there would never be a duplication. You're different. Yes, you different. You different. Yes, you different. And there would never be a duplication of you. And I don't want you to drift away. I don't want you to compromise. I don't want you to manipulate the mission. I don't want you to manipulate the mission trying to be something else. Well, if I go this route, maybe they embrace me. Don't compromise. Don't change because you want people to embrace you or like you. What you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. And I'm not going to drift away from that. I'm going to put an anchor down in my life. Put an anchor down in your life. And this is what you see is what you get. I don't change for nobody. The buck stops here. Don't change for nobody. You're going to be used of God like you've never been used of God before. This will be a better year in ministry for you. But you got to be you. So when it come down to people, don't allow people to dictate your anointing or your anointing, and then, something about his spirit. Don't allow people to dictate your anointing. You are anointed for a reason. You are anointed for a reason. God poured the oil out on you. And don't compromise it. Don't compromise it. That means no one else on the earth can make the contribution like you can. I feel that way. No one else can make the contribution that God has placed in me. No one can make the contribution like you can. You are handpicked by God. The Bible said many are called, but few are chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. Why many of them quit and give up? Many people even think you need their permission for God to bless you. Here's his cockiness of Bishop G. I was blessed and anointed before I met you. And the anointing not going to leave because you're not there. My God, this word is heavy. I'm not going to drift away. I'm not going to drift away from being something that I'm not. When God made you, he broke the mold. And you got to think just like that. You got to think just like that. No, there's nobody on the planet like me. There's nobody think like I think. Nobody is loyal like I'm loyal. If I'm committed to you, you got something on your hand. My mom would tell you, if you got G on your team, you got somebody. That's exactly how you ought to be. You don't need a lot of people. You don't need a lot of people to make a major impact. You don't need a lot of people to make a major impact. You are unstoppable. And you are unforgettable. You are unforgettable. When you come into the room, you change the temperature. When you come into a room, you bring the oil. Something about fruit. You can't get the juices out of a fruit until you cut it. You can't get the juices out of the fruit until you cut it. You have to cut into it to get the juices. And many of you have been cut into because you got the juice. The olive cannot release the oil until it's crushed. Wheat cannot become fine flour until it's crushed. And sometimes you have to be crushed. But don't drift away from it. I'm hurting, but I'm going to make it. I'm crying, but I'm going to make it. Come on. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. Why? This January, my God, this January going to be good to you. What you make happen in January will determine what December look like. Make up your mind that you're going to be courageous. Make up your mind you're going to be strong. Make up your mind you're going to win. Make up your mind that you're unstoppable. Make up in your mind. Once your mind is made up, nothing else matters. Once your mind is made up, nothing else matters. And I'm not going to drift away. I'm not going to stand beside someone. Will you go ahead? No, it's your turn. What? It is your turn. It is your time to shine. And when that time come, when that time happen, don't shy away. Don't shy away. When it's time for you to win, don't shy away. Don't drift away. I hope some of my pool players don't hear this, what I'm about to say. There's some people I allow them to win. There's some people I allow them to win because they need to win. They need it better than I do. You can see it all over them. It depletes them. There's a team I play on. It's called 50 Shades of Safe. 50 Shades of Safe. And I have mastered the safety. I mastered the safety. How to be safe. How to lock you in. Sometime in my head I be thinking, because I don't play checkers, I play chess. I don't play checkers, I play chess. I lock you in. I wear a mask. I be laughing under the mask. There's a lot going on under the mask that you don't see. And you think you got me, but I'm 2 steps ahead of you. And sometimes I allow you to win because you need it better than I do. But I don't drift away because winning is in my DNA. Winning is in my DNA. And I'm not just talking about food. I'm talking about everything. Same way you ought to be. I don't just win in one thing. I win in everything. I've been called, ordained to win. I've been called and ordained by God to win. I'm on the winning team. I can't lose with the power I use. I can't lose with the power I use. I got it. And you got it. There's something on the inside of you that cannot be denied. And I'm telling you, don't drift away from it. Don't drift away from it. Don't compromise. Don't allow people to think they can walk over you. Don't allow people to think they can get over on you. If they're a liar, call them a lie. See, in this year, you got to have a boldness now. In this year, you got to have a boldness. Sometimes you're too soft, and they want you to be soft. Oh, he's not going to say anything. Oh, she's not going to say anything. No, it's time to speak up. Make your voice known. When a man or a woman find their voice, there's nothing can stop them. But you got to find it. You got to find it. And you got to know it's there. It's in you. You just got to say it. You just got to say it. Your abilities are natural talents from God. Your abilities are natural talents from God. Watch this. And you was born with it. There's certain things you are born with. It don't even need take development, but there's something in you. It's in your DNA. There's something you can't even explain. It's in there. It's in there. It's in there. It is totally in there. Sometimes things is in you, you can't even describe it. My mother's name was Geneva Wheeler. Her maiden name was Geneva Hamilton. Something about those Hamiltons. It was something in those Hamiltons' blood. They believe in grinding. They believe in making it happen. They was aggressive. My God, they was aggressive. I remember I'm ministering my mother homegoing service. And my uncle called me a week before the service. He said, Bishop, I know you love your mom, but don't do it. This is too heavy for you. He said, please, Bishop, don't do it. Let another bishop do the service. And I told him, I said, you know what? Mom asked me to do this service. I'm going to do this service. There were those of them was wondering, will I be strong enough to do it? But they wanted me to drift away. They wanted me to drift away like, that's too heavy. God would not put no more on you than you can bear. If you can bear it, you was built for it. God chose you to do it. There is weight on some of you all. There's been weight on some of you all. And it might feel though, listen, this weight is too strong for me to carry. But God give you a grace. A grace to handle the weight. A grace to handle. Let me say this to you. The most toughest time of your life will soon be the greatest time of your life. And at the moment, you might not be able to understand it. The greatest test of your life. Whew. The greatest test of your life will be the greatest to be remembered. He won't put no more on you than you can bear. And there were those of them who said, he's not going to be able to handle it. It's his mother. They knew how close I was to my mother. I prayed in the back. I didn't walk down with the family. When it was time for me to speak, I came out. And God gave me the grace. I didn't veer off. I stood with boldness and I ministered word. I ministered that word. Listen to me. This year, 2023, it's going to be good, but it's going to come with challenges. major challenges, but you can handle it. There will be some obstacles you're going to come up against this year, but you was built for it. And I'm saying to you as a man of God, go through it. Don't stay there. Go through it. There's light at the end of that tunnel, and you're going to win. I want you to make a declaration. You're going to win all year long. I'm going to win all year long. Every month I'm going to win. Every day I'm going to win. And every week I'm going to win. I'm going to win. And you're going to win. You know why? It's in you. There's a fight that was in you before you was born. That's why Esau and Jacob was wrestling in their mother's womb. They're wrestling. Why are you wrestling in the belly, in the womb of your mother? Why are you wrestling? Because there was a purpose to get out. There was a purpose to get out. And that some people have been wrestling all of their life. But I believe in this year. God gonna give you some rest. Some rest in your mind. Some rest in your consciousness. He gonna give you some rest. He gonna give you some sweet sleep. And you're gonna win. And this year gonna be so fruitful. There's some things you won't have to fight for. Some things you won't even have to fight for. That is called the favor of God. That is called the favor of God. This year you'll receive things you don't even deserve. You'll receive things you didn't even work for. Those things will fall into your lap. God gonna reward you this year. Things you think about, you're gonna get. Matter of fact, that's one scripture in the Bible said, before you ask for it, He gonna give it to you. The favor of God. Favor is unfair. Favor is, if I stay there, it'll take me too long. Let me stay with it. Favor is unfair. It's unfair. People wonder, how in the world are they doing that? How in the world are they able to do that? He will give you more on your way. Don't you stop. He will give you more on your way. Don't you stop. Watch this. There is a difference. There's a difference within you. You was birthed different. Don't tell nobody about this message. Don't tell nobody about this message. It's confidential. This is personal to you. Even the way you was born, there's some things your mother didn't tell you. The way you was born, you came out crying, but your cry was tears of joy. You've been different even as a child coming up. You're different from all of your siblings. I'm telling you, when God made you, He broke the mold. And I'm telling you, don't you drift off. Don't you drift off. I tell people, if you see me fighting a bear, help the bear. I got God. If we see you fighting a bear, we're not going to help you. We're going to help the bear. Because God bigger than the bear. He's bigger than your problem. He's bigger than your circumstances. He's bigger than that. God is on my side of it. And if God be for you, who can be against you? Who can be against you? Since your natural abilities come from God, there is just a difference between you and other people. There's a difference between you and other people. Other people make excuses and you don't. One of the excuses is most people make, common excuses that most people make is, I don't have the ability to do what they're doing. God didn't bless me that way. That is ludicrous. That is totally ludicrous. Why? We have dozens, hundreds of untapped potentials, unrecognized gifts, untapped gift, unused gift. We just choose not to use them. And you have to be crazy enough to say, I'm going to try it. You're crazy enough to say, I'm going to try this. I'm going way out. If I fail, I'm going to fail trying. One of the worst is regret in life. One of the most worst is regrets in life is a heart that is not on fire. One of the greatest regrets in life is a heart that is not on fire. You got to be on fire for what you do. Woo-hoo. You got to be on fire for what you do. There's a fire. Jeremiah said was just like fire shut up in my bones. It was in Jeremiah. He was on fire on the inside. You got to be on fire. This year, you have to be on fire or you will drift away. Drift away. You might heard me tell this one particular story. As a kid growing up, my neighbor, Mr. Adam, took me and his son fishing. We went fishing in their own personal boat. Beautiful boat. And I remember Mr. Adam telling David, let the anchor down. We're in the water, we're catching fish. We're concerned about the fish that we're catching. But I remember Mr. Adam said, David, let the anchor down. We went all the way out there. We're close to the shore. He said, David, let the anchor down, but we were so excited. David forgot to let the anchor down. And as we catching fish, while we excited, we found ourselves so deep in that lake because David didn't let the anchor down and we drift out there. If you don't let the anchor down, you will drift away. People of God, if you don't let an anchor down in your life, you can lose you. You can lose who you are. And I have to minister to you to come back to yourself. Don't be so busy. Don't be so busy that you're drifting away from life, drifting away from people, drifting away from God. You have to have an anchor in your life. There's a song, an old song. Some of the mothers used to sing this song. There's a storm out. There's a storm out. And if you're not anchored in Jesus, you will surely drift away. There's a storm out. And if you're not anchored in Jesus, you will surely drift away. And I'm saying to you, don't do it. Put some anchor down in your life. This is what I believe. This is what I stand for. These are the principles I live by. These are the goals I will achieve. This is the company I'll keep. These are the conversations I will have. What are you doing, Bishop? You're putting anchors down in your life. You're putting anchors down in your life. I will associate with dreamers. I will associate with dreamers. I will sit among kings. When you put anchors down in your life, when people come up against you, when people come up against your character, and they tell people that know your character, you can say to them, you can tell someone else that, but not me, because I know what he lived by. I know what he lived by. I know what he stand for. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And I'm telling you, when you put anchors down in your life, these are the principles. These are my values. These are my goals. These are my friends. And keep your circle of friendship small. Keep them small. When they recognize what you stand for and what you believe, I come to the point. I learn every day because I'm a learner. Leaders are readers. But you got to make up in your mind, this year, this January, I'm not going to drift. I'm not going to drift from what I believe. Well, Bishop, does it take all of that? Do I have to read my Bible? For you, maybe it doesn't. For me, it do. Does it take all? Do I have to give like I give to you? You don't have to. For me, I have to. Because giving is living. When you have learned principles and laws and decrees, life will be so much better to you. I pray this message drift away. Lay hold to it. Play it again. Listen to it again and again and again, because faith comes by hearing. Don't let it drift away. It'll bless you. If this message has been a blessing to you, you ought to say, I got to sow into this. I have to sow into this. No one go to a restaurant and eat a beautiful meal and leave. They give. Then they leave a tip. If it bless you in any kind of way, any seeds you sow, little or small, it's a blessing. Father, thank you for the word and these your precious people who was sowing the seed and who have heard the word. We honor you and we bless you. Until next time, be blessed.